I wanted to talk about my success of returning to doing weights at the gym, but instead I'm talking about how I could not manage it. This is discovering my fitness, and I have a weight loss challenge I'm working on, but there's a lot of factors that are important to getting myself back in shape. What happened here is I'm talking about my energy levels, and they just totally dropped off the table. My mood got very low. My body was giving me the feedback of being tight, sore, maybe a little stronger, kind of confused, like what's going on, because it's been a while since I did weights. Um, and they're not hard workouts. The soreness I remember, but instead of having that soreness that I had when I used to work out, because the workouts weren't very hard, I just had stiff and achy kind of muscles and joints. So that mental state made me feel kind of disappointed and let down. So it would kind of have a negative connotation on me, which I did not like. Um, so this week is kind of a small goal: get back in the gym and refocus on doing what I can do as opposed to pushing myself. Which I started pushing myself a little bit because I was feeling like I can do this, I can do that. I was raising the bar a little bit. Um, so I'm going to slow down the push and just do more, right? Just do it. Like getting my muscles activated is what I want, not, making them sore and then not going. That's terrible. Uh, so looking back, I'm just kind of, thinking about what surprised me the most was how easily I was overwhelmed, right? So doing this work with my muscles again just was too much, and I got overwhelmed really easily because obviously my muscles have been so inactive. um, what sucked is I've missed days, so I've missed days of working out, and just because I decided I was going to raise the bar sooner than I probably was ready for. um, the thing I really did like, the thing that felt better, was I like the feeling of activation of my muscles. Like I could feel the energy kind of flowing through them, and I liked it. Like that part felt good, but I obviously had overdone it. Um, so the thing I learned about my body this week is I learned my body wants the physical activation, but is still limited to my low end development. That is that is really a huge discovery. Is that I actually know my body wants it. I want to do it. The feeling was good. I liked the activation, and I wasn't doing a ton of weight, right? I didn't have to do a ton of weight. Like I'm not talking about making myself like grunt and groan here. I'm talking just the activation, small weights. Um, you know, a little bit like I was doing 10 reps, but 3 sets of 10 reps is what I ended on. That was too much for me. 2 sets of 10 reps seemed like it was okay. Like that was challenging enough, but I pushed it to 3 the next week because I thought I'm doing okay, but I wasn't there yet. So I need to find that plateau and then raise it, not just keep raising it. uh so the key takeaway: slower progress is much better than stopping and starting, right? I'd be better off being back in the gym already without having taken the time off to let my body go, we need a breather. Because then I'm just gonna have those small gains and it's gonna keep going. My body's gonna get used to it, and it's gonna understand that's what I'm doing. But now my body's like, oh, I'll complain and I'll get a rest. I don't know if that's really what my body's telling me, but that's what my brain's interpreting. Um, so this is better, and potential injuries start to creep in if you're pushing yourself. And when your body is going from a sedentary or non-active type muscular activation, you risk potential injury. Well, I do anyway. So comment below. Let me know, if you're starting working out or when you started working out, like what problems you had, what things you did to make sure you weren't injured or that you were able to maintain the activity as opposed to dropping off, or what your energy levels were like. Did you have the same kind of reaction I did, like where energy just fell off the table, boom, and hit the floor, or were you able to kind of push through it? Now, mentally, I say it was also a mental thing for me. Now, starting a new job 2 months ago might have something to do with that fatigue as well. So my mental fatigue from the new job and from working out was probably a combination. But nonetheless, working out, my brain still was not able to push me through it. I was just too tired, too exhausted. And I'm like, I need to let my body rebuild. And that was a conscious effort in my part to make sure that I'm not over pushing my body to places where I could get injured, right? I'm too exhausted, I'm too sore, I'm too this. I need to make sure I'm physically capable when I step in the gym, right? Are you suffering from the same thing, or are you going through the same thoughts? Let me know. All right, so next video, I'm going to talk about my walk run on the treadmill, and that's been an interesting step for me. So I'm going to talk about how that's going, how it's progressing, and don't forget, subscribe and like so you can see that video. We'll see you next time.